welcome to ProblemSolvHer. Happy Friday. I am your co-host, Chloe, along with my girl, Dagmar's in the house. Ladies and gents and people of all races, creeds, and ages, welcome to an innovative, fun, creative, cool podcast where people give their insights and share their stories and their experiences. We're going to talk about something really important today. This is happening every day in boardrooms, in meetings, outside the office. So I'm going to let Dagmar take it from here.
The topic is how to speak up in meetings without feeling like a bitch. I think it's such an important topic because we want to be seen and heard, but not many of us know how to do that in the right way to get the results they want.
First of all, I want to talk about the word bitch because years ago you couldn't even say it. Now you can say it on TV. You can say it on the air like we are now. So there's two different types of bitches. I want to make this very clear. There's the ones like that are the queen bees, like a Beyonce, like a Lady Gaga, these really cool boss ladies. They call them the boss lady bitches. They're doing it in a really positive way. They're getting their message out. They're empowering women. They're exuding confidence. Then there's the bitch that's like that boss. Like, remember the movie The Devil Wears Prada, where Meryl Streep plays the queen bee in a negative way, and Anne Hathaway's the assistant, and she's like always slipping and falling and fearful and scared because you never know what this woman's going to come up with. When she asks her to get the new Harry Potter series, it's not even out yet, and she's like, I want the book, find it. I don't care. Go wherever you have to go. So being a bitch in business, there's a fine line, but it's all in your delivery, right? And it's in the messaging that you give. It's your posture, it's your approach, it's how you speak to people. And if you do it in the right way and you're adding value to a conversation in a meeting or a deal you're working on, and you're being firm, then people will listen. If you come in with this ultra bitchy, puss on the face and really aggressive and negative, people are just going to turn off, done, out, not interested. They don't want to hear it. Do you agree?
I totally agree. In the time we're living now, being a bitch indicates a lot. You stand your ground. You know who you are. You know your values. You're not scared to say something and perhaps get criticism for it, right? Or perhaps get rejected for it. If this is what you truly believe in, and not just, if it's an intuition, it's one thing, but like if you have data for it, right? If you can back it up, that's really what I see in today's world. Standing up for yourself as a bitch.
I agree with you 100%.
Why do you think it's important for women to speak up in meetings when they have something they want to voice?
Well, unfortunately, and this is just the truth, it's a man's world. There's songs written about it, movies, books. It's a man's world. Because the male species is more dominant, right? They have bigger egos. They have different testosterone. They have different body parts. And as the saying goes, like, you have the chutzpah, or you have big balls, meaning that you are not afraid to say anything. And men can get away with that. So when a woman does it, oh, she's a bitch, she's aggressive, she's never going to get a man, she's too independent, all these things. But women have to speak up in business and in meetings, because if they have something really valuable to share, it could be the company's working on a massive merger. You may think, you know what? I wholeheartedly don't agree putting this, in the proposal. I think we're going to lose money on it. I don't think the deal is going to go through. You have to speak up. And if you're in a boardroom with mostly men, where you're working in a corporate space with a lot of men, or women that are very catty and they're very gossipy and, they're hanging on your word, and depending what you say, they might twist it around. I think it's really important to stand your ground. Again, do it in a way where your delivery is strong, but not overbearing and overpowerful, and speak your voice. Don't doubt yourself. Speak your voice, because you don't want to go home and regret it and say, I can't believe I didn't say anything today. I should have said something to Mike. I can't believe I didn't say anything to him. And you're going to stew about it. You're not going to sleep all night. Always stick up for yourself and your beliefs, personal and business.
Absolutely. So if somebody wants to speak up, how can you overcome the fear of speaking?
Okay, so I did teach a course in my mentorship program when I ran the nonprofit about this. Go to the mirror. I'm not joking. At the end of the day, when you're nice and relaxed, you go to the mirror and speak as if you have an audience in front of you, and go into the mirror and look at yourself and see how you're speaking. Look at your own facial expressions, listen to your tone and how you're doing it, and do it over and over. Or get a small group of friends that you trust and that are not going to judge you, and have them over and say, guys, listen, I have a public speaking event. I need your help. I just need you to sit here and kind of be my audience and give me your feedback, because you have to practice it. And then once you start getting more comfortable in doing it, it just comes naturally.
They'll speak it out loud. That's what you're saying.
Speak out loud. It's like, think of people that are preparing for a movie role. They go over their lines. They're constantly, they have a partner that reads lines with them, a line partner. It's the same thing if you're doing public speaking. There's also this old saying that pretend everyone in the room is naked. Okay? Because then they're so vulnerable. They're all sitting there naked, but you're clothed and you're speaking, so you should feel more comfortable than they do. You never heard that one?
I did.
Okay.
I cannot envision it, but I did. I tried to envision it as I told me.
Envision Brad Pitt in the audience naked, and I'm ready to speak now. I can say anything.
So when they have an important meeting coming up and they practice and that's their goal, to speak up, how can they speak up respectfully?
Again, it's all in your tone. If you're delivering a message, right? Okay, giving you an example. I can't show the brand on here because we don't have the okay from the brand, so I'm going to show you the back of the pen. Hi, everybody. Welcome to How to Sell a Pen. This pen is beautiful. It's blue. It writes really well. But most importantly, it's going to make you money, because every time you write with this pen, you're going to think about your future and your cash flow and what you want to do with your money. It's the delivery. It's the tone. It's how you look. Also, be presentable, ladies. I'm sorry, but look cute. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you have to dress up for the prom, but be presentable. People will respect you if you have on an outfit that shows you're powerful. I don't know if people remember this, and we're not going to get political, but Hillary wore those Chanel suits when she was trying to run, and people were commenting about it. Oh my God, Hillary's suit, the Chanel. But it represented how serious and powerful the messaging she wanted to deliver. So your tone is really important, and make sure that you know how to captivate an audience. And I always agree with myself when I say agree in adding humor. And when you're delivering a speech, or you're speaking to a group in a meeting, or you're trying to deliver a message or help negotiate or close a deal. Anytime you add humor, everybody relaxes themselves. The shoulders go back, the posture. And for whatever reason, it makes them feel more connected to you and open to listening to what you're delivering.
Totally makes sense. I love human design, and they have different types. One type is a manifestor, the other type is generators, or you can be a reflector, or you can be a generator. As a generator, the core is that you want to build up others and help, but you're waiting for the invitation to speak. So as a projector, if you are in these meetings and nobody asks you for your opinion, and you speak up publicly and they cut you short or they criticize you in the meeting, it's one of the downsides of being a projector, is that you get bitter about it. So, and if it happens again and again, after a while, you don't want to ask questions anymore because you already know the reaction you get. What do you recommend in this case?
Well, first of all, change your environment. If you are not being valued and your voice is not being heard, or you're being cut off, or you're being dismissed, then you are not being valued. And you and I both know this because we spoke about this continuously previously on other jobs and projects. Women want to be heard. We want to be seen. And if you know you have significant value and you're constantly being rejected and dismissed, you're in the wrong environment. So that's numero uno. Change your environment. The second thing is, if you can't change your environment and you have to have this job and you have to have this money and literally you have mouths to feed aside from yourself and you have to stay in that environment, then you go to your superior, your boss, whoever that may be, and say, hi, or send them an email or a text. I'd like to book 15 minutes with you. Please let me know when you're free. And then you go into the meeting and you very calmly and very articulately explain your case and say, I feel that I'm constantly being dismissed. I have a lot of value to add. I'm intelligent. I do very well at my job. Look at my numbers. Here's all my data. I've put everything together. This is what I've done in the last few years for this organization. This is how much money I've made. This is what I project to make in the future. And I want to be heard a little more. And I would like that in meetings, if I have some value to add, that you allow me 45 seconds. You have nothing to lose.
Absolutely. So they can say yes or no. What do you do if they say no? No, it's a meeting. We want to streamline the meeting. We don't want that people ask questions.
Okay, well, if that's strongly how you feel, then I can only give so much to this job at this point. And I just want to make sure that the expectations, are met, and that you're not consistently asking me to work on additional projects that I am not allowed to voice my opinions on. You have to say it in a very calm way, because the second a boss, because remember, a boss already has a big ego. If someone's a VP of a company, they're the CEO, no matter what, they have a big ego. They're like, hey, this is my joint. You came into my restaurant. It's like someone comes in, you're the owner of the restaurant. Excuse me, I just want to let you know my pasta wasn't that hot. The sauce was a little too salty. It's like, okay, have a good day, then go eat somewhere else, right? That's what they're going to do. So you have to be very careful on how you deliver it. But again, if you're not being heard, it's all in the delivery. And then if they say, sorry, no can do, then you just have to really look for another job while you still have.
That's great advice. And I think that's great action steps, what you just shared. So we're coming to the end of this episode. What is the one message you want to share?
I'd love to share is, and everyone should have a furry friend, whether it's a dog or a cat, because they can help you with a lot of your stress levels. And they're a good audience if you want to put a speech together. Just have them sit there and listen and watch their expressions, because they're just like humans. The one message I would give is, ladies, don't be afraid to be a boss bitch, a badass, and go in and, present yourself, again, in a way where people are listening and you're articulating, but you're really sharing your true essence of who you are. Never shy away from who you are. Don't dumb yourself down. Always present yourself how you want to be seen. I believe, again, and I see this on every episode, think about what you want. Manifest the positive and what you foresee.
Perfect. So all our solvers, go ahead, and if that's what you're struggling with and that's a problem you want to overcome, take the action steps and let us know how it's working. And if you didn't subscribe yet,
don't forget to tell people where to find us.
If you didn't subscribe yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Problem Solver, or go to our website, ProblemSolvHer.com without the E, or go to Instagram and follow us there.
That's right, girlfriend. And we're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, YouTube,
everywhere where you are.
Yes,
we want to help you solving your problems.
We're here to help solve world problems. We're not, Mother Teresa, but we have some pretty good insight and a lot of experience between the two of us. So we're here for you. We love you when we see you. And have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I love you, Dad.
Love you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Just a quick note before we end. This conversation is for inspiration and empowerment only. It's not medical, mental health, or legal advice. We are not doctors, therapists, or lawyers. Just women sharing real stories and personal truth. Always seek professional guidance for your unique situation.